Boy, gotta go ahead and get this one out, huh? No time to sit on the beat with this.
Righteousness is all that I can write to this. The blood that Christ sacrificed is guiding my writing pen. He died for me, so it's only right I live my life for him. I'm gonna get in right for the Lord until the very end. Yeah, so let's begin. They say to God be the glory, but Facebook's killing that. Reality TV's another story, ain't getting into that. Footballing took Sundays from his holy house, made us forget about what loving God's about. Sex is their weapon, drugs our breakfast, that's the way they living. Plus what's done in dark will come to light. Who's watching your children? There's some demons watching, plotting, stalking, and they listening. Plotting, stalking, trying to figure where they gon' catch us slipping. We never slipping, Jesus warned us, we ready in the field. Say my prayers, bread, fish, and wine, Lord prepare my meal. This message for you devils, I care less about how you feel. As I bow on bended knee, I raise my sword and shield. Why they out here trying to silence us? Why they out here trying to challenge us? Well, we know that you don't want to get out. But you know that you don't want to get out. Why they always trying to silence us? Why they out here trying to challenge us? What you know that you don't want to get out. Well, we know that you don't want to get out. You haven't accepted your Father, yet His grace is sufficient. Instead, you lose faith and refuse to bear. What's up? What's up? What's up? Want to welcome everybody back to What's Up With That Live. Truth Not Tradition. My man Safar's back as the musical guest this evening, but
yeah.
We're gonna do something a little different this evening with the music segment. As opposed to talking about any particular artist, to be honest with you, or any particular group as far as their music, what we want to do is talk about the power that music has on our personal lives.
Mm-hmm.
And the brother and I, we had talked intently about that before we came up here, you know, off camera. And we have some information for y'all. And again, whether you accept it or not, we want to thank you for the opportunity for allowing us to present this information to you. So, bro, why don't you open up and start this thing off, Safar?
So, I don't know if anybody knows this or really think about this, but the source of music comes from God Himself. Before He created the heavens and the earth and all the living creatures and human beings, the Bible doesn't speak about this, but we know that God created angels. He created all the angels that were in the heavenly realms, and He specifically created one angel that was the most beautiful angel that you would probably ever seen in your entire life. And He named that angel Lucifer. Now, Lucifer was an angel, and then Lucifer, you know, got ahead of himself, and thought he was God. And so God had to kick him out of heaven along with a few other angels. So when it comes to the subject of music, I must say that music is very, 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 very powerful.
One of the things, and this is funny, this is hilarious actually, because I actually was going to start off with the same story. We didn't rehearse this. We didn't even speak about this or anything. But yeah, in heaven, Lucifer at the time was known, he had a number of traits. He was the most beautiful angel ever created. God says that he was the wisest being ever created full of wisdom. It says on the day that you were created, I formed your timbrels. And when you look that up, God says that He formed his throat and covered it in gold. Yep. And when you look behind that and look into some of the other books, basically what it's explaining to you is that Lucifer was like the choir director of heaven.
He really was. He was.
He was the voice of the angels. Mm-hmm. He was the head cherubim.
Yep.
And then, as Safar said, he got full of himself, right? So I want to move forward a little bit, because the brother was talking about as he was kicked out of heaven. And for those of you that want to look this up,
either look in Ezekiel 28 or Isaiah chapter 14. You can start at verse 12 in both of those books. But it talks about how the angel corrupted Eve.
Yep.
And think about this. One, what woman is going to turn down the most beautiful man, the wisest man, covered from the top of his head to the bottom of his feet, and the most precious stones that God could find in the universe. And then on top of that, he was a singer.
Yep.
Who's going to resist that? I mean, who? And I know it's a lot of y'all out there, well, it wouldn't have got me, you know, it wouldn't have did. Yes, it would.
So let me say this, right? As Pastor John was saying what he was saying just now, you know, dropped in my spirit that maybe, see, the Bible says that the serpent spoke, right?
Preach.
But, you know, as I thought about it more, what if that serpent was actually singing?
Preach.
What if that serpent was singing?
Preach.
And through the music, the young lady at the moment got mesmerized by what was being said.
Preach, because that's exactly where I was going with this. That's exactly where I was going with that. And as I say, as we move forward in that, why don't we take it forward a little further up until today?
Mm-hmm.
Look at the music industry.
Oh boy, don't get me started on that one.
Listen to the music industry. I believe close to 100% of what's being produced is satanic right now.
Facts.
And out of that, whatever percentage it is of satanic, that music that's being produced, 100% of it is being forced on you.
Yep.
There's no relief from it. Your TV commercials, your radio stations, your movies, your whatever. All of that is based around Satan and his principles.
Mm-hmm.
They have hidden agendas and subliminal messages and songs. And I know some of y'all out there like, he been watching YouTube.
Nah, man.
Nah, I've been reading the Bible. But honestly, God's given me the gift to listen. There are songs, there's a TV commercial that was out a while ago with the song that says, I'm your Venus, I'm your fire, your desire. You know, another meaning of the word Venus is morning star. Another part of morning star is Lucifer. So Venus in Latin is actually like an acronym for Lucifer.
See, you teaching me something right there,
so,
see?
What I would suggest is, and I'm not promoting the music, go and watch the video that accompanies that, not the TV commercial, but the video that accompanies that song, and they actually explain to you what's going on in the video. And then listen to the words that they're saying. I'm your Venus. So what are they really saying? I'm your Lucifer. I'm your fire. I'm your desire. God in the Garden of Eden told Eve that her desire will now be for your husband. If God had to command her that her desire will now be for her husband, who was it for before? Who was it? Who was her desire for before he had to do that? And why did he have to command her? Look at a song that the Rolling Stones created, the Ode to Lucifer, Ode to Satan. It's one of the most popular songs out. The Eagles, Hotel California. Look at football games. I'm not even a rock fan, but how many movies have the song "I'm on a highway to hell" on it, and how many people just bob their head and throw up the devil horns and salute that song?
Yep.
You're being indoctrinated. You're being filled with evil through music.
Wow. And watch this. So a little while ago, a couple of years ago, I was around a few individuals, and we began to conversate, and it led to them speaking about the music and how there are witches and warlocks who chant over the music just so that it could get sold out. You understand what I'm saying? So there's every album that that's out there that these rappers are putting out, before they put their albums out, those albums are going through a witch or a warlock, and they chanting on this stuff. And so when it hits your ears, you getting hooked on it, and you wondering why you getting hooked on it. It's because they already chanted on it.
Bro, I can't believe this, because that's the next place I was gonna go.
Come on,
this
now.
Is the Holy Spirit today.
Come on.
Because I'm dead serious. I watched the video. I forgot the guy's last name. I will have it for you next week. His name was John something. But anyway, he was a president of like Virgin Records back in the day, and he was saved. And after he got saved, he put out a whole, I think it's like an 1.5-hour documentary where he's talking about the music industry. And he said that every song, as you said, they have a master control room, and it's in the middle of a pentagram. And they say whatever city that they record the master of the song in, they have a coven of 13 witches that goes and summons the demon that they want into the song to cause whatever purpose that song is. He said some of the songs they chanted and called on demons of lust because they wanted you to be lustful every time you hear that song. Some of them was violent. So every time that you hear the song, you get mad and angry out of the blue, and you're ready to do some harm to somebody. Some of the songs was about pornography. Some of the songs was about lying. But every single one of these masters, this is what I want you to catch. The masters were filled with that. So it doesn't matter if you're streaming it. It doesn't matter if you're playing it on the radio. It doesn't matter if you're seeing it on a TV commercial. Every single time that noise hits you, that demon is accompanying it. Sorry about that, y'all. But it's hilarious how we accept it, and then we want to say that, oh, well, it's y'all fault. It's not the music fault that our kids are having so many problems. Do you listen to the music that your kids are listening to, especially your little kids, before you give them the opportunity to hear it?
Yep.
Now, it's one thing if they're out in public and you can't stop a car riding down the street, with loud music. You can't stop them going over their friend's house and hearing something unless, early on you pick and choose from their friends, and then they'll stray out and do whatever they want to do later on. But the thing that I want you to know is this. Look at artists like Lil Nas X and the song that he made that was so popular, going down to the old country road, the stuff that they talking about in that song.
I heard this man was so-called pregnant.
Bro.
That ought to tell you something. Come on now. Male artists sitting there getting pregnant. Come on. When you know a male to get pregnant.
Yeah.
Did God create a male to get pregnant? Come on now.
Preach. But these are the examples that our children are being fed. He has another song called Montero, where he's actually, him and the devil are having a ball in the video. This was, and I spoke about this off camera earlier. This was the one that kind of caught me and kind of really got me all into this theme. And this was years ago. It was Katy Perry. She came out with a song, I Kissed a Girl and I Like It. Okay? The thing about the song is if you listen to it, it sounds like a nursery rhyme, like something you'll bop your head to. I kissed, I'm not getting into that nonsense. But anyway, the thing that brought my attention to it and that crushed me, my kids were going to school one day. And I went outside and I was standing on the porch while, watching them go across the street to catch the bus. Mm-hmm. And I saw two little girls, walking up the street, just swinging their arms.
Wow.
Singing that song.
Wow. Wow.
Two babies.
Wow.
Singing that song. Now, I can go all into, or you can, why their mother or father let them hear it, or whoever watching them, why they hearing it. I mean, true. But that's missing the point of what we're talking about right now. I don't care if it was those two little girls or any two little kids anywhere. The suggestive power in that music was evident, because it went from whatever intention that they actually had for the song into them two little girls' head, and they walking down the street singing it. Yep. The other thing about the power of music is this. You can forget your friends' names, phone numbers. You can forget where they live. But you know what?
You ain't gonna forget them lyrics.
Not when your song come on.
No.
And you know what else you gonna do to it? Turn it up.
Exactly.
Turn it up.
So it can fill your atmosphere out.
This is a war, and my brothers always state this so eloquently, and I want us to really hold on to this and know that this is true. We are literally at war. There is a war on every single front right now.
Facts.
As far as our existence, we are losing that war, and it's not just because we haven't taken it upon ourselves to stand up and confront this, but God decreed that for a very brief time, that it would be the enemy's time to rule.
You know what, bro?
Welcome to their time.
You know what? I think, honestly, Pastor Rich said something just now during the segment that really hit home. He said a lot of people were punks when it came down to speaking up and standing up for what's right. You know, when it comes down to the music, nowadays days, if you really pay attention, they letting cuss words fly. They letting a bunch of stuff fly. They letting the wrong be the right thing and the right be the wrong thing. Back in the days, when you submitting a tape to the radio station, that tape better be clean.
Clean. That's what they actually said. Clean mix.
Now, they don't even care about that. You can cuss, you could this, you could that.
Right. And
come on, man.
I want people to realize that this isn't just the alphabet people that we're talking about. We're talking about the violence and stuff that's in music as well. Did you not hear me mention that a little while ago? That demons are summoned into your music to cause violence.
Yep.
Like F the Police. One of the most popular songs ever. You know, and this is sad because not only am I a hip hop head, but I'm a hip hop artist as well. But my genre, outside of me just strictly being gospel, my genre of music right now is probably the worst genre of music that ever existed. That is a horrible, horrible truth that I have to, face, yeah. Yeah, truth, not tradition. It is horrible, the state of our music right now. There isn't, you notice how music has changed from love to lust? Yep. There used to be love songs.
They selling sex.
There's no
like
more,
that.
There's
just
no more
like that.
love in music other than the love of money, or the love of drugs, or the love of sex.
Almost every song that I've heard recently is either about this Bentley I got, it's either about this house I got, it's about this plane I'm flying on, it's about the bread I done stacked up, it's about jewels, it's about the women. That's all. Like, come on.
Right, and these are
it's about killing somebody.
And these are our artists that are going platinum. So you got to think, when you go platinum, right? How many people do you think you've reached? It says you have what, 1 million sales?
Yeah.
1 million people?
Probably more than that.
I mean, I'm quite sure it's more than that. But what I'm saying is, in order to reach this status, that means that you have affected over 1 million people with your poison.
Yep.
And this is so controversial and it's so crazy, but it's so accepted and popular right now that there's no way to get from under it. But I'm here to tell you, I don't care if you get from under it or not. Understand that it's out there and be prepared to go to war against it.
Exactly.
Stand up and fight it.
Exactly.
And again, like what did I say earlier? If this isn't about you, then make it about them. How much longer do they have to endure this?
So, bruh, a while ago, I heard about a specific show with an artist that goes by the name of Travis Scott. In that show that he had, it was a lot of chanting. It was one point where he was chanting, literally on stage. People were getting hurt. People were falling out. People died.
Brother, one of the things about that particular concert, and it's not the only one, there's been plenty of them. One thing about that concert, and I pointed this out to some people, when the incident happened and people were talking about it. You notice the entryway to get into that concert was you had to go through Travis Scott's head with the mouth and all of that. That's one of the ancient symbols of Babylon that they used to that they used to deal with when they were sacrificing the children.
Wow.
How you had to go through the mouth of Molech or Dagon or one of them to pass through the fire.
Wow.
And it's not just him, it's people like Drake who do it undercover, who walk around with the eye on. You know, I rap Canada and all of that. Do you rap Canada or do you rap Molech? the sound of the demon Molech is the owl. And it's actually the exact image that he wears. That version of it. So, bro, these people, they do what's called hidden in plain sight. They do all of this right in front of your face. They throw all of this right in front of your face. They get you with all of it. What's it surrounded by? Glamour, lights. Man, the production team is fire. The music, fire. The beat, fire. The lyrics, trash. But y'all consider them fire.
Yeah.
And it gets you, man. And it doesn't just get you, but it keeps you.
So can I say this too? When you said that, what dropped in my spirit was this, that even Satan himself tried to sell a kingdom that wasn't his to Jesus.
No doubt.
And that's what they be doing with these songs. Like, you selling your soul when you listening to these songs, because it causes you to want to get violent. It causes you to, whatever it is the song is talking about, you end up finding yourself in a zone where, you know, you floating away and the lyrics to the song is getting to you. That's how powerful music is. It starts getting to you to a point where it motivates you to either do whatever violence is talking about or whatever sexual content is talking about. And it just...
Know what I love about that? People right now who watching us are like, music ain't never made me did nothing like that. Music ain't never had me acting like that.
But see, that's the typical argument of a normal person who don't recognize or who don't know the spirituality and all the things that go on behind the scenes.
But they're also lying. If not to me, they lying to themselves.
Yep, facts too.
Say this, the music didn't do it. Couple that music with some alcohol. Couple that music with some alcohol and some drugs. Couple that music with some alcohol, some drugs, and a club with a bunch of other people in the same trance in the same state that you in. You know how many times and how many do you, and yes, I'm talking to you, do you know how many times you've told me when you woke up with somebody, I don't know how I ended up with them.
Facts.
You know how many times I've heard, oh, I just blacked out. I didn't even know I did that. For real? For real? There was a reason that you blacked out. There's a reason that you woke up with him and her and you shouldn't have been. It's because you got caught up. Now, again, just like we talked about, you messed up yesterday, you don't have to mess up today. You got caught up yesterday, you don't have to stay caught up. You got, but you don't have to stay got. Wake up, realize what's actually happening to you, and then also realize that you have the power to do something about it.
And understand this, the music that you're listening to is going to entice you to do certain things. So if you're listening to music with good lyrics, then it's going to put you in a good place where you want to sit there and do something positive or something good. But if you're listening to bang, bang, shoot 'em up, I'ma kill you, I'ma fight you, I'ma this, I'ma that, I want sex, I want this, I want that, guess what it's going to do? It's going to cause you to want that.
No doubt. And I'm glad that you said that, because that's the next step that I wanted to go before we get out of here. We've only got a few minutes left, but I want to stress this. You are what you eat.
Exactly.
Okay? And if all you eat is the negativity, all you eat is the death, killing, murder, death, kill, all you eat is the wrongdoing, then you become wrong. Change your diet. Change your diet. Start listening to some positive music. And all music that claims to be positive is not positive.
Facts.
All music that claims to be spiritual is not of God. There are many spirits. There is only one Holy Spirit. Pick a song. Pick a Christian song. A solid song that gets you motivated.
So, also what I wanted to share really quick is music is so powerful that it can help. Like, I know because I used to work in a nursing home, and when you singing music, the people like the people that were sick, they would love it, and it would wake their spirit up, and you would see smile on their face, and it, you know, it just brings a joy when you're able to do something like that with music. That's how powerful music is.
No doubt. So before we get out of here, I got a challenge for everybody. Take the month of July. All right, June is over with. Take the month of July. Fast. I'm sorry, you don't understand what fast means? Fasting means giving up something. Give up your whole catalog of music.
Yep.
For 30 days, 31 days, however many days in July. Give that up for July. During the month of July, only listen to spiritual, only listen to gospel music. And I don't care what genre it is. Gospel pop, gospel R&B, gospel rock, gospel hip hop, old school gospel, traditional gospel, contemporary gospel. Take 30 days and do a cleanse on your body.
Watch.
And cleanse yourself of the poison that's in you, and feed yourself some nutrients, feed yourself some good healthy vitamins, and get yourself back together. And if I'm wrong after 30 days, if you don't feel cleansed, if you don't feel healthy, if you don't feel better, contact me at the show, and I'm gonna tell you take another 30 days because you need it. All right, and before we get out of here, as always, we want to invite everybody back up on the stage. Everybody come on back up here. Who was here today? See? Good, positive, spiritual, Christian music, power. We want to say thank you.
Oh Lord, you're magnificent. You're the prize that I'm reaching to get. My God, it's relevant, cause without you I can't live. So draw closer to me, cause I need you. My heart is yearning for you. Draw closer to me, let me see you in everything I do. Every little bit of your word, I'm just loving it. Every time I read it's like it comes alive. I'm forever grateful, God, when I'm discussing it. I could see it changing everybody's lives. I might not know everything about you, but I'm curious. So I'm going to read the word and see what.
Yo, guess your boy gotta go ahead and get this one out, huh? No time to sit on the beat with this.
Righteousness is all that I can write to this. The blood that Christ sacrificed is guiding my writing pen. He died for me, so it's only right I live my life.